Okay everyone, and the third video will be on defending against the staff. Now obviously it's a big thing in the game that staffers and duelers can cause a lot of problems, or yellow spammers can cause a lot of problems for singlers. And certain singlers get absolutely destroyed by them, or they get pushed around and they're just jumping and they're just swinging and trying to stay alive. Now obviously in TOA style we want to get away from that as much as humanly possible. And it's going to come down to the same things that I've mentioned in the other videos. Obviously, we want to be able to attack staffs as well, but that's obviously harder. But let's start with defending. Now, as you'll see when we start fighting, that I don't turn my mouse a lot, and I usually use my feet more than anything else. The feet are really what defend you. The saber is just stopping the staffer from pushing in a straight line and just just gunning for you. But the feet is the thing that does the work in terms of not allowing him to have any really way in, and for you to kind of make space and to do what you want. Now, if you're going to attack them, you want to be able to do this and then attack at certain timings if they're aggressive. Or if they're not aggressive, you want to be not too dissimilar to a single, pushing in quite close, watching the movement and getting the timing. The thing to avoid, obviously, with attacking is that when you go to push in, he just spams you and you die before your swing starts. Because obviously if I start my swing now, only now is it effective. And there's that opening. Right, so I'm gonna fight fire and just show some defense. And sometimes I may wiggle, it's just a bit easier. And be careful when you jump away, you want to be in like absolute calmness. So I'm just going to do one swing now, we'll see. And in a team free for all setting, this isn't really doing anything to me. Like, somebody's going to be backstabbing him. I can see everything around, he isn't doing shit. And he is pushing me back, but it's not that much. And if I start like adding attacks and stuff like that, I'll be able to push him back at times. But we all know that staff's going to have much better success at pushing singlers back than the opposite way around. It's just the nature of the saber. You see, I'm just keeping him in front of me. I'm doing that left and right thing where I get him to move one way and then I turn, and it makes it harder for them to bridge the gap. But really, oops, shit, more than anything, I'm just keeping my saber nice in front of me. I'm using movement with it to make it hard. And more than anything, he's just struggling to bridge the distance. Bollocks. I went for something there. Probably shouldn't have. I mean, I don't need wiggle. I don't need like some crazy damaging thing, because my saber will break through his like that every single time. And that was a good example. He's getting frustrated there, and he's thinking the only way I can get close enough is to do something risky, and he just walked into my saber. And obviously this is just in terms of defense, but you'll see that with any staffer, when you start doing that, they'll look at it for a second, they'll be like, there's no opening there, I need to wait. And yeah, in between swings, or when my swings have run out, there's the opportunity to push me a little bit. But if you notice the range, the distance that I'm able to keep, he's not that close. So even if when my swings do run out, I can get away. Oops. So I am sloppy as shit. And now I'm just trying to push back a little bit more, cause him some more problems. Double swings. And honestly, if you notice, the double swing is where he's gotten most of his work done, because he has the opportunity to push in closer. But if I keep it to single swings, then look how far he is away from me. And it's not like I'm running away or anything crazy like that. I'm just keeping a little bit of distance. I'm backing off obviously at times and overall. But yeah, and that makes it really, really difficult for him. And it's just about keeping him in front. And now if you're playing with TUA players, they're going to, especially if there's only one staffer in the enemy, their focus is a lot of the time, that staffer is going to cause someone problem. So I'm going to help out and backstab him. Fire in a team free for all playing like that is backstab 10 times. Easy. And that means that he's getting frustrated and he feels like he's going to have to rush in more or just play backstabs in order to be effective. And if he rushes in more, then he'll die. And if he goes for backstabs, then there's a good chance he becomes ineffective, depending on the player. So yeah, I can't. It's very difficult to explain, but it's very much in the same way in the last video that I explained about getting comfortable playing up close. Like I'm calm and I'm chill in this. I'm very much just watching his movement and reacting to it, and I'm not panicking. I'm comfortable with playing up close to a saber. The differences between this and single is they can mince you, yeah, in one mistake. I get that, but they're not that quick. And especially if I do the left to right thing, like, ooh, he has a very good reaction that when I push in, he moves to the other side very, very quickly, absolutely stopping my attack. But yeah, you didn't stop that one, did you? Yeah, you got to be really careful with fire, because he's going to counter your movement sometimes. But yeah, like I'm not even swinging, and he's pushing it. Look, he's not able to zone in on me. That's the type of thing I'm talking about. And you'll and if you're watching his movement, you can attack him like that quite nicely. Has to be timed. Has to be the right range. You have to see it when it's a difficult situation for him to hit you before your swing comes out. But yeah, fire isn't like a top level attacker. There aren't many top level attackers on the ground. Borka's one, absolutely. I'm trying to think of other staffers. Shocks can be one if he's confident, and you know you're running out of names here. Like Spirits isn't a ground player. Frida isn't really, because you can tell by how they follow your movement and push in. Fire isn't. That's why when I do something like this, fucks him. And attack, or if it's teamwork, they'll go like either side of me, and they'll start thinking of pushing, like backstabbing. Attackers don't do that. Attackers focus on movement. They'll watch movement very, very closely, and they try to like follow the movement or push you in the direction that they can control. And it's more about like hunting you down in a handful of moves rather than one big one. And as you saw for Fire there, he doesn't know how to, like he's going for one hit, he's going for one move rather than trying to push me or close me down properly over a series of actions. So you are going to come up against some players that are just better than what Fire is. Fine. Very few. Very few. And in those cases, you're just going to have to be much, much better. You're going to have to control that range really well. You're going to have to watch their movement really, really well and time things. You've got to get used to that movement and repositioning. That's going to be a struggle at the beginning, no doubt, absolutely no doubt. But in time, you'll get it. And in time, certain players have become very easy. Some players you'll play more defensive, some players you'll play more offensive, or bait them into things or whatever. But this is the opening of you getting control of the situation to be able to play it how you want, to be able to stay calm, keep or make space for yourself, and to slow down the enemy in general, help set up backstabs for your teammates and stuff. That side of things. Stability is kind of the first step, and then we start pushing enemies. And it might not necessarily be that we push the staffer. We might focus more on backstabbing him or just kind of dealing with him. But for certain players, we'll start pushing and getting control of things. Anyway, I think that's enough for this. It's a good start. Between the 3 videos, I think it's a good start to help things. And I believe that you guys can rewatch them quick enough to be able to gain gain from it again and remind yourselves. Anyway, peace out. Thanks for watching.